Hey there, comic book fans. I'm back from the comic shop again today. A little low energy today, too. There was only one comic on my pull list, and they didn't get a lot of the other indies in this week, but I picked up a few things from past weeks. So I ended up getting 4 comics. I said only one on my pull list, 3 I pulled off the shelf. But first, let's start with my top of the printer museum comic book covers this week. We have Scorpio Rose #2, Marshall Rogers, and the Submariner. What is this? Number 18. This is another Marie Severin cover. I think this is my second Marie Severin cover in a row, except this time with Mike Esposito inks and John Romita art correcting that guy with the guitar. So that's a John Romita face, definitely. I think the whole pose was. But I don't even remember this Submariner cover. This is another one of these comics that is in my collection that I couldn't have told you was there. And you know what? It turns out I don't think I'm a big fan of this cover. It's okay, but it's got such a weird composition with those cards coming out at you that it doesn't quite fit in with this logo. Yeah. You know, sometimes I pick one out and then I look at it all week and go, I shouldn't have picked that one maybe. And, you know, this also isn't the best Marie Severin cover either. But I kind of like it. It's got that groovy, 1960s look to it. So there you go. Those are the 2 that were on the top of my printer all week that I looked at as I walked by and picked them up every now and then. And let's see, comic shop news. Blink. Nice cover. I have no idea what it is. Blink takes the lid off Ren Booker's past. If I knew who Ren Booker was, that may have been shocking. New series from Christopher Sabella, Hayden Sherman, and Nick Filardi. Oni Press. Okay. The artwork looks pretty cool. I mean, I like the cover, I like that page, but I have no idea what it is. Stuff inside. Batman the Audio Adventures. Don't know what that is, but nice cover. And the usual comic book, Bloodstained Teeth, Bonding, The Roadie, The Last Line. Here's a bunch of indie stuff in the back. I'll read about that, see if anything interests me. Catwoman, Lonely City, Flawed. Here's some DC stuff. I always enjoy looking through the comic shop news, so I'll look through that. And let's see what I got this week. The one thing from my pull list is Miss Meow #2. Talk about something I never thought I would like. I picked up issue 1 sort of on a whim. I guess it was a month ago, and there wasn't much that week either. So I picked up Ms. Meow on a whim. I remember I recognized it because I saw about 1,000 cheesecake covers of it before issue 1 came out. And this is barely a cheesecake cover compared to the many variants they have. Who's it by? Written by Murphy with Aaron Sparrow, illustrated by Nahuel Lopez, colored by Gaston Zubeldia, lettered by Joel Rodriguez. And I liked it. The art was, nice and a little slick. I can best describe it kind of as The Boys, only less offensive. In that it takes place in a world where they're not superheroes, they're like super mercenaries, and there are different teams of them. And the first issue was all about like the 27th annual super mercenary ball, where I guess all the mercenaries get together and have a party, and the media covers it, and sort of like a lot of the media coverage stuff that goes on in The Boys TV show. That was going on in here too, but meanwhile behind the scenes, all the mercenary groups are fighting with each other. There's a nice pose. Some are trying to steal from each other, and they're vying for the new young talent that's around. And it was a fun, well-done comic book, so I figured I'd get some more issues of it. And I really don't like this trying to look like a magazine cover, but oh well. And I think it's an expensive one, too, at $5. But yeah, $4.99 an issue, so. And then I didn't put it on my I decided not to put it on my pull list, and I think this came out last week. But, there was only one thing on my pull list, and I really like the art in Twig, so I figured, why not get issue 3? They had it there in the stands. I may as well pick it up. So, like, it's really too much of a children's book for me, but I really like the art. So I'll drop $4 on an issue because it's a slow week. Why not? Let's see, the other two slow week things I got was Frank Frazetta's Death Dealer #1. Not the best cover. I picked up Death Dealer #2 a month or so ago. Once again, it was a slow week, so I picked it up, and I didn't realize it was #2. I thought it was #1. And then I thought this was #3. Then I looked at it, and so it's like a third printing of #1. Let me check the back just to make sure. Yeah, third printing of #1. And I like the art, and I liked issue #2. Once again, I think this was an expensive one. $4.99, so it's another $5. I don't really want to spend too many but when I'm only getting 4 books. And I really liked the art in issue #2, and the art in this issue is pretty nice too. Let's see, who's the artist? The artist is Stefano Martino. Story, Mitch Iverson. Colors, Luis Antonio Delgado. And the letters, Jacob Bassi. Bascie. Or is that an L? It's tough to read this font. Bascle? It might be Bascle. Bascle? Yeah, it's an L. But I really like the art in issue 2. So I was like, you know what? Once again, I think the batch of them cost me, what, $16 and change. So why not get why not get a $5 first issue? Then I picked up Hinge Book 1, The Dragon and the Boar by Liam Sharp. Liam Sharp's one of these mainstream artists, so I really don't know his stuff. But what do we have? Written, illustrated, and lettered by Liam Sharp. Wow. Additional art by Matilda McCormick Sharp. Font by Dave Givens. All right, so this is really a Liam Sharp project. And just looking through it, the art looks a little weird. I mean, it's just kind of, there's a lot of sort of undefined things in it. I don't remember what it's about, but like I said, Liam Sharp's a veteran. He should know what he's doing, so I'll give it a read. We'll see how that goes. So there you go. Only 4 books this week. Let me show you a little bit of the weird thing I was doing this week with my Gatsby stuff, where this is actually a drawing from March, and when I was figuring out what the Gatsby cast was going to look like, I did these ink drawings. When is this from? March 10th. And I decided to do monster versions of the cast. So there's Gatsby. There's Daisy in monster version of Daisy. I don't know why I wanted to do monster versions. All of a sudden I was like, I don't feel like doing anything. I feel like doing monster version. There's a monster version of Jordan. And if you're going to draw monsters, deep black ink or charcoal work best. There's a monster version of Nick. And there's a monster version of Tom. Once again, I have no idea why I decided to do monster versions of everyone. It just struck me. Seemed like a fun thing to do, so I did it. I don't know if I'm going to include them when I finally put together this Gatsby illustrated version I'm working on, but maybe I'll put them in the back matter of fun things that happened along the way. All right. So anyway, there's some comic books, there's some art, and you guys have a good week out there.